Hey, what is up, guys? It's your boy Ed from Savij. You already know. Today, I wanted to sit down and talk about a couple of different archetypes and make a couple of different videos so I can pump out as many videos for you guys as possible. I've really been enjoying the deep understanding of like different decks that we have going on, the archetypes, the engines. And one of the archetype engines that we're going to talk about today is going to be Dogma. I'm really happy to be able to do stuff like this because it just... it makes me happy to be able to teach you guys and help you guys understand certain stuff, right? So whenever you guys have ruling questions, you guys can come back to this video, and if I do answer the ruling question for you guys, then of course it's going to be there. But we're going to talk a little bit about what this deck does, and not necessarily the deck, but the archetype itself, what it does, what do you need for it, and then we're going to talk about some of the stuff that can play well with the deck. And we're not going to go too deep into it, but we're going to talk about the archetype really in depth. So now let's go ahead and get into Dogmatika Deep Understanding.
All right, guys, so we're going to be continuing now with the Dogmatika engine, archetype, whatever you guys want to call it. I think these are all the cards that I'm going to be talking about today and what they do and how helpful they are. I know that some of these cards are not necessarily Dogma cards. Even, where is it at? Even Schism, I don't know where it's at, but the thing is that I feel like these are all cards that work really well with this engine, and I feel like they are kind of basically a part of the engine. So therefore we're going to be talking about all that good stuff. My phone just fell. Awesome, I found my Schism. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Ecclesia first. So Ecclesia's effect, as I already know, if there is an extra deck monster on the field, I can special summon her from my hand instead of having to normal summon her. But yet, this card can be normal summoned. So when this card is normal or special summoned, I get to then activate the effect to search my deck for a Dogma card and add it to my hand. So if I do that, that would lock me out of the extra deck. That's going to be really important for all of you guys to learn, because yes, you can special summon this card to the field and have it as a link fodder, not activating the effect. But if I special summon, activate effect to search, then I am locked out of the extra deck. People really have to learn that. I've been attempted to be cheated and I don't think I've ever done on purpose, but I've been attempted to be cheated because people didn't know that ruling and they don't read their cards. I understand that we are Yu-Gi-Oh players and we don't read our cards, but I feel like sometimes you need to. Yeah, I already know. Fleur de Lis, this guy's really good. If there's an extra deck monster on the field, I get to activate his effect to special summon him. And if there already was a Dogma monster on the board, I get to then activate, resolve his effect. It's not even a separate activation, so it's like, okay, reveal from hand to activate to special summon. Yep. Okay, cool. I had a Dogmatika on the board, negate, and then you just negate any monster effect, non-targeting, which is really good. Also, one of the other things is that if a Dogma monster fights, battles, during the battle phase, it gets to activate the effect, and this is an activated effect, and it will boost every single Dogma monster on the board by 500 attack. So his 2500 booty attack will become a 3k, and then Ecclesia will go from 1500 to 2k. And this is done every battle phase, so you can literally go up to 4k, you can go up to 3k, like as long as it keeps going up and up, like every battle phase, activate boost, you'll be chilling. We're gonna go ahead and continue now for the rest of the monsters. An easy one that everybody plays all the time is Maximus. Yes, of course. Maximus, if you have a extra deck monster in your graveyard, banish it, special summon him. And most people will special summon him in defense because of his fat 3k booty. You already know. He would also be boosted by Fleur de Lis if he was on the board. But his second effect is that if he is on the board, he can activate the effect to send 2 monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard, and then of course you can resolve those effects. I will get more into Maximus a little bit later in this video so I can get through some of the other cards. Ashian is really good. A lot of people don't normally play him. If a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link monster is sent to the graveyard except during the damage step, so that means that it can't have it battled, you can special summon this card from your hand and then target one Dogmatika card in my graveyard except for itself, and I can add it to my hand. When my opponent declares an attack, I can make all Dogma monsters I control currently gain 500. So it's the same thing as Fleur de Lis in that aspect. But aspect as Fleur de Lis is when we battle, and this one is when we get battled on, of course. So if people don't know this effect, you can legit go summon out Almirage, link away Almirage for the other one, and then you would activate the effect to bring them out, and then effect, maybe if you have Ecclesia in the graveyard, you add Ecclesia to your hand, special summon Ecclesia, effective Ecclesia, search, whatever it is, right? There's a lot of really nice interactions with this. He's definitely a one-of if you are ever going to play it. Most of the people always play these ratios here, but I am a little weird, I am a little different, and I do like to play cards like these, which are completely outside of the bubble. But I really wouldn't actually, and I have played this and I've enjoyed it, and it did well for me. So now we're going to continue with some of the spells. So the only spell is Nadir Servant. It is not a Dogma card, it is not a Dogma spell, so it's not called Dogmatika Nadir Servant. No, it's just Nadir Servant. So you can't add Dogmatika, you can't go Ashian and then activate to add a servant, of course not, but you can go activate servant, send anything from your extra deck to your graveyard, add Ecclesia, Ecclesia special, Ecclesia add Maximus, and that's some of the combo. I'm going to show the little bit of the cards, they resolve themselves. And also the other good thing about servant is that servant could also add not just from the deck, from the graveyard as well. So that's what makes servant so good. We're gonna go ahead and continue with punishment, Dogmatika punishment. So you target one monster on the field and you send one monster from your extra deck that is either its attack or stronger attack than that monster that you've targeted, and you send it to the graveyard and you destroy that monster that you've targeted, which is really, really good. The reason why I've chosen this card to talk about here, Antis, is because this is one of the cards that kind of goes hand to hand with punishment, and people actually just splash this in a lot. Once you activate this, you cannot special summon from the extra deck to your next after your next turn. So that means that if you activate this on your opponent's turn, you still have your next turn, and then when you do that turn till the end of that turn, you can't summon out anything. So that means you're stuck for 2 turns. If you do this on your turn, you activate this on your turn, you can't summon out, not to the end of your turn then, but it's the next of your turn. So that means it's not that turn, but the next turn. Oh my god, it's so retarded. Entis. Entis is so good because it pops a card on the field. So you pop with this and then you pop with this. Too good. This activates engraved, so please know that. We're gonna go ahead and continue. Shadoshkism. Shadoshkism is good because you can flip it, and then if you have the correct targets in your graveyard, which more than anything would be Abgalon Construct, you banish, you summon out window, and that's how you lock your opponent out of the extra deck. I will go more in depth into this in a second. These are the 3 cards you play for this little niche little combo. Titanclide. Ash, Titanclide, right? This guy's good. If he gets sent to the graveyard, let's say you Nadir Servant this to the grave, you add Ecclesia, special Maximus, right? We're gonna go ahead and go over all those little combos right now. So really good. You activate Nadir Servant, you send Titanclide, you add Ecclesia. Let's say there is already an extra deck monster on the field. You will go Ecclesia, Ecclesia effect to add. Let's say you add now Maximus. Maximus effect, special summon, and then by banishing 1 in the graveyard. So let's say if you already had something else, you don't have to banish this. So like the Almirage, correct? Because you would go Almirage into Secure Gardna, and then you would just banish the Almirage in the graveyard for the Maximus. And then the effect of this guy to be able to send 2 cards from your deck to your graveyard. So in your extra deck to your graveyard, you will send Construct, Abgalon. By sending up Construct Abgalon, you activate Abgalon's effect to then add Schism, and then you discard a card. So if you want to keep the Schism in your hand, you can just literally discard anything else. So let's say this is a blank. Cool. So you're still sitting here, you're still chilling. End phase, you had set this. End phase, you will go Titanclide effect. Titanclide's effect will add you your Fleur-de-Lis. So Fleur-de-Lis, this is what your board is looking like. Let's say you already have your extra deck monster because you're playing Invoke Dogmatika. So you have a Mechaba, you have the Link, it was actually banished now, sorry. But you have your Mechaba, your Ecclesia, and then your Maximus. This in your hand to effect Veiler, basically to impermanegate anything. And then this to lock your opponent out. So you could banish these 2, you could banish these 2, you can banish these two. It doesn't matter, just banish 2. It has to be a dark and a Shadow monster. So by doing that, bring out Winda. So now you are sitting with a Winda, with a Maximus. This is in your hand. Ecclesia on the board, and a Mechaba here, because let's say you are playing, I already know, Dogma invoked. But guys, this is just a little bit of a conversational video. Just wanted to do a more in-depth, you know, learning for the combos for the beginner people. I like to do videos where I feel like beginners can learn a lot and get better in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I want to encourage people to play as much as possible. I really like the environment whenever there's like new people that are new to the game and they're trying to learn and they're just really excited. That's super cool to me. I really enjoy that. If you're a new Yu-Gi-Oh player, I mean, you guys want to see, if you guys see me at locals and you guys want to learn more from me and my team, you guys can definitely come and ask us questions, man. Like, don't be afraid. We love the interaction. We love showing people some new stuff and helping them out. I definitely sit down and like deck build with a lot of people all the time. So if you guys want me to help you guys deck build and I'm not busy, I'm more than likely down to help you if I know the deck. If I don't know the deck, buddy, I can't help you. I've had people ask me for like all different kinds of like decks and stuff, but honestly, man, if it's like Salads invoked, Mech Knights, Dogmatika, Dinos, Light Sworns, what else, Tri-Brigade, there's a lot of different decks that I do know, but there's just some of them that I don't know. I can't know everything, but I do try my best to learn so I can play and make as best of an educated guess during my match to what they're going to be playing and what they're going to be doing and what they're going to be building as I'm playing versus them, right? But let me know, guys, how you guys feel. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys on the next video.